Hello friends, welcome back to another episode of r/PettyRevenge. Guys, it's been a while since I've been in the subreddits because if you haven't paid attention to my channel, it's been pro revenge, regular revenge, nuclear revenge, and there's no love for the petty revenges. So today, I'm actually going to read these posts for the first time. I'm going to dive into r/PettyRevenge, hit top posts from the past month, and we're just going to go through it together. I hope you guys stay for the stories today and subscribe for future videos. Let's get into it. This first story is titled, Pregnant Coworker Gets Her Just Desserts. Alrighty then. So I work in this small family-owned office that runs 24/7. There's about 25 employees total, but in the office, there's only 12 of us. The rest work off-site. There's a woman who works here. We'll call her Jill. Jill is almost 40 and has been here almost 10 years. For reference, I've been here just over 4 years. Since I've been hired, she's never agreed to switch shifts with anyone. Not once. Not a single time has she ever done anyone a favor, no matter what. Yet she has no issue constantly asking other people to switch shifts with her. A year into my employment, my brother needed emergency surgery, and I begged her to cover my shift the next day. And all she said was, "Sunday's my only day to sleep in." Sorry. I never forgot that. Whatever, she's not obligated to switch shifts. It's her prerogative if she wants to be universally disliked by the entire office. Anyway, Jill got pregnant about 7 months ago, completely accidentally, and was actually quite freaked out for a while. She's pretty much been nauseous her entire pregnancy, and even keeps a trash can next to her desk, just in case she can't make it to the bathroom. Yesterday, she was feeling really sick around 12:30 p.m. and asked our boss if she could leave early. He told her she could only leave if she could get someone to agree to finish her shift. Our shifts are mainly from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., and 11 to 7 a.m., with periodic shifts thrown in as needed. I was working Monday yesterday, scheduled to leave at 3 p.m., and she was scheduled until 7 p.m. The only other person who could have stayed for her had plans right after his shift, so I was her only option. She waited until 2:45 p.m. and then sauntered up to my desk, puppy dog eyes fully engaged, and asked me to stay for the rest of her shift because she was feeling really ill. Now, I'm on Reddit a lot, and I never forgot that post about the bitchy manager refusing to allow her employee to be at her dying son's bedside. There's a line in that text exchange that I loved, and have been waiting for the perfect moment to use it, and this was it. I swivel to face her, look her right in the eyes, trail my eyes down to her bulging, unplanned pregnant stomach, and pointedly say, "A lack of planning on your part does not constitute emergency on my part," and just swivel right back and continue working without another word. Her face instantly dropped. It looked like someone farted into her mouth the way it twisted. She didn't say a thing and just waddled back to her desk, absolutely furious. 15 minutes later, I stand up and loudly announce my departure, and that if anyone needs me, I'll be at home taking a nap. Oh, fuck. What a great petty revenge. Hey man, karma comes back to bite you guys in the ass. I'll be home taking a nap. I fucking love that part. Second story. I don't need headphones. That's a you problem. I was riding an Uber pool this morning when an incredibly inconsiderate individual got into the passenger seat. He pulled out his phone and started watching videos at full volume and blasting music. I asked, do you happen to have headphones? He responded, "No, why would I need headphones?" Because you're in a car with other people and it's a considerate thing to do not to force everyone else to listen to your videos and music. That sounds like a you problem, he replies, going back to watching his video. So, I pulled out my phone and blasted Baby Shark from the back seat for the remainder of the ride. If he turned around or got upset, well, that's a you problem. That's a good petty revenge. You know what would have been better? If you blasted some stuff from Pornhub. Alright, next story. I cut my lawn in random directions because it makes my neighbor crazy. Neighbor's a retired 70-something former preacher or pastor or whatever. He's also a judgmental prick who, despite not living in a neighborhood with an HOA, makes weekly rounds through the neighborhood looking for any minor code violations he can report to the city to get owners fined. He mows his lawn twice per day during the summer and has a bed of... He mows his lawn twice per day during the summer? How fast does this guy think grass grows? I gotta read this again. He mows his lawn twice per day during the summer and has a bed of green that would make Hank Hill cream himself. Jesus, that's quite the description. I take pride in my yard, but it's 70% native plants and wildflowers, with a small patch of grass in the front. I don't water the grass because pouring water on the ground seems stupid to me. I mow every 5 days, less if there's a dry spell and it grows slower. Anyway, when I get out there, I cut all the grass, but with a focus towards leaving a path that's as baffling as possible. Sometimes I'll attempt a checkerboard and then veer off into spirals. Other times, I'll approach with an even more abstract eye. The grass doesn't seem to mind, and I enjoy the challenge of thinking of new ways to traverse the lawn. Today I saw my neighbor standing out front with his fuck-up grandson that got sent to live with him for some reason. He was complaining about something, throwing his hands up in the air, clearly very exasperated. Then he gestured towards my lawn, and then made a little spiral gesture while contorting his face in disgust. I don't know exactly what he said, but I imagine he was lecturing him about if he didn't get his life together, he'd end up like me, the neighbor with the weird lawn. Small victories, you know? We made it. We made it through that story, guys. This one's titled, "A lady almost hit the front of my car trying to pull into a parking spot that I was turning into, so I just sat there." The title sounds pretty petty already. So I'm at Costco, in need of dog food, and it's ridiculously busy for a Monday. Barely any parking spots until I spot one at the end of the lot. I make my way down the aisle, and I'm about to turn into the parking spot when a lady runs over the curb and almost hits me to take the spot. Thankfully, I tapped my brakes in time, or she would have taken off my bumper. I look up, and she's shaking her head and wagging her finger in a no motion at me. What the fuck? I was like, okay, I'll just wait for her to back up since I'm obviously turning into the spot. And she doesn't. My girlfriend is with me, and I was pissed that the lady wasn't budging, so I gave her my Costco card and just sat in the aisle in a face-off with this lady. She goes inside, gets the dog food, comes back out, and loads up the car. She then pushes the cart into the spot that we were waiting for and hops into the car. The look on the woman's face was enough to give me satisfaction for a week, and she had to get out and move the cart so she could park once I reversed through the entire aisle. Worth it. First of all, I want to know how long you guys were in that standstill for. The only reason I ask is Costco on a regular day is already busy as hell. And also, nobody goes into Costco for one thing. You're gonna go there, you're gonna see some deals, you're gonna eat some food, and next thing you know, you got like 20 items and you spent $200. That's Costco. Alrighty guys, this is the last story of the episode and it's titled, "Tell Me to Cover Up in My Own Yard? Be beholden to my thighs every summer." So this is more of an annual revenge thing. About 5 years ago, a greedy councilman put up 3 two-story apartments next door to our house. One of these has a direct view of our pool area, and a grouchy woman and her husband moved into it. Anyhoot, as we have done in the 15 summers before they got there, we all went for an afternoon swim. The woman was on her balcony and made a huge dramatic fuss about going back inside and closing her curtains. She then screeched at her husband when he tried to go outside. It's not like we were indecent or anything, just in our swimsuits. We laughed about it and continued having a nice afternoon at the pool while she roasted inside. A few days went by and I decided it was too hot to be inside and went for a dip. I was in the middle of uni and this was the only time I'd leave the house between assignments and tests. Now, I do not have a body that stops traffic. I'm a regular plump human whose Dorito-loving habits have begun to show around the lower body area. I take off my sarong and jump into the pool. After a few minutes, I sense someone watching me. Look up to find a man on the balcony smoking and staring right at me. I make a bit of an aggressive, "What?" gesture and he scurries back inside, only to return with the woman in tow. The conversation went something along the lines of, "Excuse me, Could you not swim when my son's out here smoking? He just lost his job, and this is the time he'd normally smoke, and you're out here naked and distracting him. I replied, ew, he's the age of my dad. He can smoke on your front balcony, and I've lived here for 15 years, so you can't blame me for being here naked, which I'm not, I'm swimming. She responds, I'm just asking you to be considerate, okay? At this point, the grown-ass man-baby was looking smug, and I said, if you don't like it, then move, and continued swimming. They stood there for another 5 minutes before once again going inside and closing the sliding patio doors and curtains. Also, I was not naked or indecent. I wear full swimsuits because I'm a little insecure about my belly. See the paragraph about the Doritos. I told my parents, and the next day, my mom joined me in the pool to show them, and I quote, what real traumatizing thighs look like. But that got me thinking though, I could make their summers a living hell. So now every summer, weather permitting, I go out and flash my thighs for a few hours in the afternoon and have them roast up in their apartment. It's been 5 years of this, and I will continue doing this until the day I leave home. Edit. I want to thank everyone who's giving me ideas to be even more petty. My mom and I are getting a good chuckle out of it, and now I'm on Amazon looking for the hairy dude swimsuit. Also, you guys have been so wholesome about this, my Dorito thighs give thanks for the acceptance. A petty revenge is great when it happens over and over and over and over again. I hope you guys enjoyed the stories today. I hope you guys enjoyed me talking today a little bit more than usual because I'm getting bored of just reading stories. If you aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button because I release videos almost all the time because I have no life and all I do is read Reddit, so I'll read Reddit to you guys. I love you all. I take pride in my yard, but it's 70% native plants and wildflowers.